I drink this gut healing hot mixture every single morning, and it also keeps me full because there is protein in it. This tastes really good. Hey friends, my name is Shaz and this is Shazness Wellness. Today I'm going to be talking about bone broth. I suffer with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I also have leaky gut syndrome and candida yeast overgrowth. But long story short, I have a very weak gut. So with leaky gut, the intestinal walls get separated and then the food can leak through and then into your bloodstream, which can cause an intolerance or many different reactions. So for me, it's things like bloating or indigestion or eczema along my arms or acne on my face. So I have to have a very strict gut healing program. And the biggest addition that I've included is this bone broth. So a few topics I'm going to touch on is what is bone broth, why bone broth protein, why specifically this ancient nutrition bone broth, and then some ways that you can include it into your everyday diet. All right, so let's get to it. So what is bone broth? Well, bone broth is literally taking a bunch of bones and boiling it in water until all the bone marrow and gelatin and collagen seeps out. So bone broth is pretty much just like soup, but the point of bone broth is for the bones to simmer inside hot liquid for a very long period of time. That brings me to my second point, which is why bone broth protein? Why not just make it yourself? Well, bone broth takes anywhere from 12 hours to 48 hours to do because it takes a very long time to break down the animal bone and for the gelatin and the collagen to release. And it can also be a really smelly process. It can smell up your entire house and it's just tedious and long and not many people got time for that. So bone broth protein is the reason why. All right, so let's talk about my favorite bone broth protein. The one that I use is by Ancient Nutrition and I absolutely love it. And like I showed you, I drink this gut healing hot mixture every single morning, and it also keeps me full because there is protein in it. But I thought the best way to show you all about Ancient Nutrition and all about what the benefits are with this product is through their website. So let's go through that together. This tastes really good. All right, so here are some highlights. 20 grams of real whole food complete protein. It has collagen type 2 from real whole food sources. It honestly, the vanilla flavor is blessed. I love it. And it's only 1 gram of sugar, which is awesome. So it's gluten-free, it's preservative-free, it's paleo-friendly and non-GMO. And this is massive, okay? Especially with the GMO foods and the chicken that are produced these days. The fact that this is non-GMO, so non-genetically modified, is amazing. Everything's real, everything's coming from real sources. And there's so many ways to use this product. Yeah, so here you go, uses. You can stir into water, fruit juice, or other beverages. You can add to smoothies. It makes good protein pancakes, and you can mix it in your oatmeal, your soups, and your sauces. I wouldn't obviously put vanilla in your soups, but I'll talk about my favorite ways to use them. But because it's so big in collagen, it supports healthy muscles and joints, it supports healthy skin, it promotes protein synthesis here, it supports healthy energy levels, and it supports healthy muscle repair. So like I said, bone broth, it's pretty much like a soup, but the way that they do it is that they dehydrate it and then they make it into a powder form. So that's that point. Why is bone broth beneficial for health? You know, it really comes down to the fact that it has, you know, all this collagen and the amazing benefits of collagen and what it does for your skin and for healing your gut. I know I'm going to get some questions about how much is it and how can you buy it. So I'm Canadian and it actually is not sold in any stores at all in Canada. It is only sold in America, I believe, right now. So the way I buy it is just through Amazon.ca. It's typically around this price, $62. And I usually just buy it in bulk. So I'll buy, my favorite flavors are vanilla, pure, and greens, which isn't here. Oh, there it is. And greens. Yeah, I know a lot of people would say, oh, it's pricey, you know, $62. Well, if you think about it, this, I would say one of these lasts about two to 3 months. And that's probably 6 beers at a bar. So, you know, what are your priorities? Mine is gut health, and I don't really care so much about buying drinks at a bar. So yeah, you could make the assumption it's so expensive and blah, blah, blah. But again, the amazing benefits through this are incredible. So let's come back and let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so you saw there on the website all the uses and the benefits, but I'm just gonna talk about my personal uses and how I think it's benefited me. I think it's super important to show you what's actually in it, and I have a bottle here, so I thought it'd be best to show you. So this is my absolute favorite kind. I've only tried vanilla, greens, and pure. I haven't tried chocolate, so I'm a little bit biased, but I loved this one so much that I didn't feel the need to try any other ones. But there is things like banana cream and cinnamon, and definitely try the ones that best suit you, but vanilla is my favorite. Okay, so let's just dive into the ingredients here. So the ingredients are only chicken bone broth protein. And then if you see there, it says other ingredients. I hope I'm showing you. Other ingredients, and I'm just gonna read that out for you. So the other ingredients are natural vanilla flavor, xanthan gum, guar gum, stevia, monk fruit extract. So that's pretty much just how it's sweetened. But the main ingredient is chicken bone broth protein concentrate. So very simple, that's it. And I know that sounds crazy to make like smoothies with this, because you're like, how am I making smoothies with bone broth? Like, that's kind of disgusting. But I promise this bone broth protein vanilla tastes like any other vanilla protein powders there on the market. Personally, I use vanilla with my smoothies. I make lattes. I make turmeric lattes with it. I'll make a hot chocolate with it by just adding cocoa powder to this, and it's delicious. That's pretty much how I use this. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the other flavors that I use. All right, so greens. I love greens because of its benefits. It's not my favorite tasting one. You definitely need to add some fruit or add this into a smoothie. If you do want this in a latte, like a hot latte version, I always suggest adding cinnamon. It takes away the bitterness of the greens and it doesn't taste as gross. This one is not sweetened. So the ingredients in greens is just bone broth protein greens blend. And it says chicken bone broth, organic alfalfa grass juice, and organic oat grass juice. So that's it in this one. There is nothing else. So I'll show you here the ingredients. So this one has no sweetener whatsoever, so it's not sweet, but you do get the amazing vitamins and minerals with the greens in this one, and it's alkalizing, so it supports energy, health, joints, skin, and detoxification. So that's the difference with the greens. All right, and then the last one I buy is just the pure. So there's nothing in this but chicken bone broth protein concentrate, so I'll show you here again. So that is the only ingredient. I do not suggest adding this to smoothies because it doesn't taste good. It's bone broth. There's no flavoring, and yeah, it just tastes like you're putting soup in your smoothie. And unless you're really good at taking away the taste of this, then go for it. But I suggest using this in more savory stuff. So I actually just add a full scoop of bone broth protein when I'm making soup because it's bone broth. So I'll just add a scoop to it, hot water and then add vegetables and some meat, and I make soup with this. Another great way I use this is sauces. Because it's thick, it makes it kind of like a creamy, salty texture. So what I would do is I mix some olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, and then I add bone broth with some herbs and spices like salt and pepper. And I add it to my rice pastas. I add it in my stir fries. I add it actually on top of my salad. So I use this in like a salad dressing. It tastes great because it has a great soupy flavor. Remember, this is like soup in a concentrated form. Okay, so I think that's it. I had some questions about how often I actually use this product. So it says suggested use is mix 1 heaping scoop 1 or more times per day. So it actually doesn't matter how many times you eat this because it's just bone broth. It's just protein, it's soup. It's like, is there a limit to soup? I'm not really sure. Especially for like the pure one, there's really nothing added in this, and the greens, it's just greens and bone broth. So I would say I have about 1 to 2 scoops a day. So I always have this hot beverage in the morning with about a full scoop with the vanilla. And then if I don't have the hot drink, I'll make a smoothie instead and add the vanilla one in my smoothie. And then I typically will have the pure in my food, either in my salad at lunch or in my dinner in a sauce. And then if I feel really disgusting, like I overate, I binge ate, and I feel like I need some detoxification, I'll make green smoothie instead of vanilla. Or I'll make like a green latte. So I'll have this with coconut milk and cinnamon and add my own stevia so it's a bit sweet, and drink that in the morning. This cup is huge, it's like as big as my face. So even if you Google protein powder recipes, anytime you see a vanilla protein powder being used in like pancakes or cookies, you can substitute for that. And I forgot to show you, but on the website, ancientnutrition.com, they actually have like a recipe section, and there are many recipes that they share of how you can use these products. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's great, it's versatile, it's helping my skin, it's helping my gut, it's making my health journey a lot easier and better. And if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to help. Please comment below, I'll answer them for you. I hope you all have the most amazing day, week, life, whatever it brings, whatever this video brings you. Please subscribe to my channel. I make videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Till next time, XOXO, Shazness Wellness. Mwah. Bye, friends.